right. This is the one we
2戦目です。日本代表ゼータディビジョン
No, this
vs
is
ブ
the
ラジル代
Japanese
表
one. I
NIP。
don't want
ジェットレーナーですね。はい。
I want the real, you know, NIP versus
For NIP.
If something seems
They
missing on
fall.
your screens, folks,
0,
there is
0.
a
I
slight
started at
data
this
issue
right
going on
freaking
with the HUD
time.
right now, so instead of pausing and delaying,
Yesterday
we
that
just wanna-
an
we just wanna
NIP
watch the
lost.
battle, right?
This
We just
time
gotta cast the battle, so we are
NIP is
gonna
gonna
go
win.
on,
I'm
without
still
it.
rooting for
NIP
NIP.
starting off
Jonn,
on the attack.
man.
You see they want to turn their attention towards A, and the hit's coming in fast.
That's big. And already getting some value though from NIP with Jonn. With the rain of flash.
Jonn,
Gets so
that's what you call
advanced.
it.
Last
Wait.
looking for more with the shortiest chamber.
Oh, it's just Sugar Zero, and he finds perfect timing with the classic. He's still so healthy, too. 25 armor to him. Cauanzin. The onus is on him. He has a minute. He has all the time in the world to think this one through, but instead he decides he gives the shoulder, and the shot's out from Sugar Zero. Red Bull clutch at the 1v1 at the end to clean things up. Not getting closer than that.
Yeah. I mean, he had all the time in the world, but the problem was he also had to retrieve the
So
spike
yeah,
too,
let's go.
So wants to clear backside before he goes for it.
Sure.
And if he could have gotten that, maybe there's a chance there, but he's just holding the right angle. I'm surprised as well, though. The patience from Sugar Zero, the fact that he's not scared about his right at all. That is cold. That's cold right there.
See here, it does not look like NIP are forcing up very much at all, so there should be an advantage for Zeta, and if there wasn't one before, there is now.
Yeah. Sham gets shut down immediately. And Depp is back on the jet.
I just had an Icebox match and I lost, so I'm here watching pros play Icebox.
Yeah, if that's an indicator.
Let's see what they play their friend in.
And there's a possibility even
What
with
a
Laz.
beautiful
double up
that
if he gets a
team
stored
that
force
I
on
had in previous round would have freaking rushed in. The Viper was there that didn't use the wall. So who doesn't know any freaking lineups, that was
He
nice.
doesn't go down, he doesn't fall.
Ooh, that flick. That's what's different about pros. That's what different about pros. That's what different about pros.
And takes the space though with the drone. Sugar Zero's there to cover.
He was so weak. He was so weak anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it was a scary
Oh,
moment though.
ZETA
that
even,
actually they
but
could
then
find
that
some
flick
he
was
might have been able to pick up
freaking
Spectre.
OP.
I mean, they're swinging out of heaven anyways though, so all good. 2-0, and the Marshal from NIP didn't find much at all.
And we'll take a look at that one more time. Yeah.
Oh,
And that's the kind of thing,
I
Ball, that I think
really
is
wanna-
important as we think through like win conditions and what Zeta have to do to get back into this.
ZETA be
Sparks
freaking
like that,
killing
right? Like
him,
if
and
that's what it takes to get back
I was
into this
gonna
thing,
root
then
for
so be it.
NIP. I
But it's
don't
gotta be
even
off
know
of
what
big shots like
who
that. It's
NIP
gotta be
is,
off
so I don't really care that much. But then I wanted to root someone at least.
You should win, right? Like the
I
advantage
didn't
of
choose
Adam
the
Guns,
freaking wrong team, did
just
I?
proved to be too much at the end of the day as we enter the third round. Depth still with that
Now I
Marshal.
just feel like a bandwagon.
Hit his first shot. We'll just ignore those.
Let me just watch it.
He
I'm
gets
not
away,
gonna
though,
root
but
this
when they
thing.
pass, yeah, crosses the
I'm
entire
just gonna
time.
be weird, going wow over every freaking great thing they do.
One player, and then Laz, even if he gets in trouble, can't TP away, but that dart.
But
Okay,
even that was key, right? Because it only tagged last. It didn't tag 10.
he went.
He's heard the TP away, so they won't re-clear, especially after hearing the Marshal, and he will actually punish
He
two
gets two.
kills.
He gets two, and Laz gets one to boot. There's just one left. It's me and Jay who's waiting to see if the flank was coming. Something in from A never came.
Oh my, ZETA is
B&J
freaking
pretty
wiping the
brutal
flow,
position
man.
here. But of course, there's no time like the present. No reason not
He
to.
needs to
not to
go
go
get
for
the
it, I
spike
guess.
if he wants to
Zero's
win,
on
but
point, though, yeah, he's
guess
trying
he's
to save.
saving.
Actually does the right thing.
That
Puts up his Viper wall. Nobody's going to walk on over past that one. And looks in this direction. So, he should escape with the Vandal. 25 seconds left. And I think this is actually kind of... It would be massive if he had a Hero Vandal in the next
Shouldn't
round.
have gone,
Oh,
because
in the same
it was an
breath,
easy win,
I'm surprised that we're not
you
seeing
know.
Zeta push this.
So,
Especially
and
now
there for
that
the
they know
kill,
what it
I
is.
guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting one too because I mean, you just want a bonus basically, right? So you don't want to lose any other weapons so that you could bonus again in rounds that are coming up. And now they also clean up and get all the weapons that NIP just invested into that too. So full strength. They don't really care. I mean, the rest of NIP is going to have low eco. They didn't get the spike down. And remember, that setup that they had at back of yellow, from the beginning of the round, it was actually Depp who dashed away with his Marshall set up as one set of 10. So many layers here on Icebox, and exactly the same thing we were seeing against Fnatic. That worked out so well. That made Laz start to really gain significant momentum. The ace from the exact same position that he's in right now really shifted the balance of that game.
NIP pushing things B. You hear the Blade Storm came out early on. Goodness, he's high. As he is. Doesn't spot anyone though.
Yeah, not even a shoulder. Not even a utility shot out. And now they're actually pushing back.
I had
with a couple shock darts.
Then I lost,
and the plant can't go down.
We'll see how much delay becomes a factor here. As John's already fallen, and I guess you delay it by just killing the opposing team. ZETA managed to find 2 big kills here early on.
I mean, he must not have a wall. That's the reason why they're struggling so hard to go for this.
Yeah.
Not even something where he puts it up and they...
Okay. No, Mom, I'm fucking bad. Oh, yeah. Fetch some water.
And having the same situation anyways. No, he did actually put it on the wall. I just got broken instantly. Depp finds one through the wall as well. And clean again. 4 players remain for ZETA Division. As NIP completely barrel onto this B site twice in a row.
I should probably cut that string.
What else can they find? I mean, they need to start getting this Reyna some value. Every time they pick this position, every time they pick this composition, everybody's criticizing the Reyna pick, and for good reason. How do you find space with Reyna? What else is it going to provide for you as well? Or is there any flank watching abilities that it does? You can see outside of the Reyna, the only difference in this
comp is get to watch NBA freaking live, and
saw Depp with
we can't really watch it.
And we were talking about him and his opping previously.
Wish we could on YouTube or Twitch, because I want to watch it live. You know, stream it if I can. So yeah, comment down below if you know what stream. But I mean legal stream one, you know. I don't want to do some illegal shit and get banned on YouTube. Even if you have legal, do send that one.
He's also got the alarm bot to cover the other side of this.
I show me supporting that kind of thing.
To play this wide
even though no one's gonna freaking know about it, even if I do, because no one is. Why am I making myself?
Same mistake that we saw 2 rounds ago as well. Definitely some nerves here in this game.
Fortunately, this time he preserves his life.
Jonn.
NIP start to knock. They start to push forward.
30 seconds left.
And it's going to be on ZETA. Shock dart, Molly, all coming a bit late. It's going to have to be on them to fight for the retake.
Nice slow to actually hold off Depp for the time being. And 3 players towards screen, so Depp has to hold this angle. Meanwhile, NIP, some players really far back, and as that pick comes in too, that's going to put so much more pressure on the Sova to get back in time.
It's fusing.
For NIP, that might be enough. It won't be 257 HP. I don't know that they know where he is, but the operator that we highlighted at the beginning of the round proves to be the saving grace for ZETA, as once again.
Not coronavirus. Oh my god, NIP getting their ass whooped, man. NIP ninjas in freaking pajamas, do something about it.
Good awareness from him.
Do something.
Just made up a new term.
Angle generation. I like that.
No, it's terrible though. No, that's terrible. It's just an angle.
You generate an angle.
Oh, okay.
Man, the Jet is freaking OP.
Again, given the fact that
operator is an overpowered man, but
leading things off at
you get it. ZETA crew is not having a good match because there's that 0 kill frags right now. only a Z.
Absolutely. And the thing is too that they shut down a
NIPs.
lot
I
of
like
different looks
that
from
logo though. The
the
NIP
A looks that we
logo.
just saw with the gun rounds, and then a couple of B looks
Forgot to
too.
place for NIP.
Now NIP is scratching their head. I mean, neither side is working.
Yeah.
They could switch things up and do things differently, but like I was saying on Split, there wasn't that many
Jonn.
different looks for them on approaches, on
Yep.
anything really, the defensive sides. So I'm wondering how deep does the playbook go for NIP? And how deep they'll be able to dig here now that they're down 5-0 as well. The only thing that comes to mind is a mid-split now for them.
This was done right now.
xand, he's the one who knows the strengths of his players. Right now,
We'll see.
not quite finding anything. They also need to find a way to neutralize the op from depth. And also neutralize Laz back B. Because he's always going to be
Let
doing
me
that.
just say that. My freaking.
And if that's the case, then how can he even approach that site? It's such a difficult question.
Fortunately, between the two of us, you're the one who has to answer that question, right? You're the brains of this operation. So if there's anyone who's met with the task of answering it, it's you, not me.
Yep. I mean, we've seen so many different teams as we get
Just
back
put
to the
7,000 watching with me.
game, actually end up. Laz is pushed down mid though this round actually. Almost
Oh,
finds a
we
tag
shot it.
on the
I
leg.
freaking forgot.
Actually, he
He
did.
did, yeah, I think
Yeah.
he did.
Definitely.
So nobody likes watching Valorant on YouTube, or is it just nobody likes watching it with
From
me?
NIP, just specters
And
across
my
the board,
dad
if I'm not
hates
mistaken. So
Fool, man. Is that
not much to work with here. You understand now there's a lot of pressure mid from the Tour de Force. Have no idea where Depp is at this point, but you have to assume he's got an operator, right? You're just kind of trying to figure out where at this point.
Every time they do anything, there's a slow that comes out. That poison orb too, delaying them quite a lot. Sugar0 just playing back though, and they're gonna plant top side.
there's a tenz stream and all? So
Massive Sykkuno, yes, he finds value right at the end. But the pit is still gone up. Sykkuno
He
still
got
back to
shot.
finding a second.
oh,
Now the challenge comes out from NIP. 1 HP falls. The pit was a bit too much for him to deal with. Yes, the operator up close.
ZETA
I believe
VCT,
Depp has,
man.
it's like 13 kills at this one, 12 kills. Maybe I'm giving him a couple extra here. But the guy's been such a problem. A 6-0 lead.
Yeah. I think you're actually underselling. I think he might have 14 either way. That was gorgeous, the way that Zeta actually retook there. And we'll see the couple shots that Sugar0 had. Because
They
the
used
first
the
one
same
here,
account,
that was
right?
easy.
I mean,
The second one through the smoke onto Jonn, takes out
some
both
swimming
tools,
got
and then
skins.
follows
I
up and
was
takes out
wondering.
the opposing Viper. That shot ridiculous as well. But look
They're
at the
fucking pros.
Sage wall that comes out.
Is that
Vision.
on the pros get a little fucking stress where streamers don't competing pros, like comparing pros and streamers, I guess.
Definitely a favor towards the other side. Oh.
So it's basically for
So,
something
I
like,
think
you
it
know,
was actually
some
intended to be a
personal
fake
goal,
dash.
like I want to
But
be
I'm
good at it,
sort
I
of
want to
an
win
idea
that
because
tournament kind
nobody's
of
there to
thing.
actually hear it.
Some people do have things like that. I mean, not me.
Dashes away. The second one hits. Does the third? Yeah, he does. Depp tried going up top. You're right.
Oh,
And there's no tour de force this time from Laz.
NIP established back yellow control as they try to find a round on the board.
Sugar0 is here though, and he has the Viper's Pit. If they end up getting the spike down, always respond.
oh, two freaking headshots.
That's certainly
Counter
works.
strafing, counter.
Tagged up, not able to convert on the third as the clip runs dry. The res comes back up. He's
Oh,
pro.
comes back up.
Back into the fold.
Oh, he got
Ah,
thought
they're
he was
back
gonna
at
die
it,
for sure.
back at it,
Still
back
at a
at it,
disadvantage
back at
numbers
it,
wise
back
is.
at it.
As the spike ticks.
2v. Oh,
Yeah, just went from bad to worse. TENN's gonna have to find a way into this thing.
on 1v4 now.
They have no idea where he is. And he doesn't have any time.
Or utility. Or
Me,
Still no time
shooting him hard. Oh, we didn't expect that, and I
An attempt was made.
wasn't.
Yeah, an attempt was made.
Cauanzin.
and if he's like, oh, hold on.
One.
Well, that's
Let's
the way
go.
they play that. I mean, we always
Oh,
talk
I'm
about
not
minor
supporting an
things that
IPM.
end
I
up
forgot.
eventually shifting.
I'm really supporting anyone.
Take
I want
advantage
to
of
support
for
someone though.
example.
Let's
In that round,
go.
sure, didn't get the win. Zeta did not win the round. But he got the 2 kills at the end there. Economically, that's definitely going to hurt NIP. because that's their first round win. And now an opportunity for them to reset too. So
now Jonn, NIP Jonn is back in business.
And only 3 players who are carrying any sort of economy into this. Actually, only 2. But still a gun round. And they will explore mid once again. The knives in the updraft.
Both jets using their ult.
He's looking for, but he won't poke his head out because once again, he's playing behind the box to peek off the trademark this time.
There.
Interesting Viper's wall out from ZETA 2, so adding an additional layer of cover for back yellow. It seems like NIP want to push mid and they want to push A, and Jonn may have just found the exact timing that he was looking for, but he's not expecting the third up top. Has to dismiss. Ultimately falls. And the Cloudbird's not going to get it, or excuse me, the Bladestorm's not going to get anything going there either.
And just one adjustment there. They keep putting a little bit of pressure on mid at the beginning of the round. This time, actually, full pressure as Jonn walks all the way up bravely. And all of a sudden, ZETA doesn't have the materials required to hold on the site.
TENN has a snap to try to land the shots.
Masova. That's what I played the previous round. I didn't play as good as them, but I did play that guy.
And I believe it was at the break that
Let's
said,
go.
Give me some mid presence, right? Give me a little something there.
Masova.
Yeah.
And this was
NIP Jonn with 2 kills in the beginning, gave them motivation. They were like, oh, we're gonna lose. And then, yeah, you did lose, kind of thing.
was them finding a read on the game. So there, if
No,
Jonn starts
no
to find
offense, but
something,
does that guy look like that
some
guy
more
from
soft?
Toy Story
And
3,
again,
the one that
so you can see that's
breaks
exactly
toys
what
and
NIP's thinking. Now, Zeta's
makes
responded to
mutant
put
toys
Lazar.
or something like that.
They put a deep alarm bot, but it's just a fast wall. The classic
Now they're
strat,
going
gonna
from
updraft
mid.
inside of Nest 2 to plant.
Okay.
Now, do they have the same post plant that DRX has shown us over and over?
Can't
Or
me.
are they trying to control?
Oh, one hit hunter got him. Hit hunter got him. Shot on the right.
I think they do.
Oh.
BJ though, to expect the presence, he does. You expected, he knew it was there, but Sugar wins out the duel. And now there's another layer looking on the sober.
Oh.
Cauanzin also falls, the next victim at the hands of Sugar. Jonn finally.
Res after res.
Yeah. Got him all over
Still,
the place.
there's nobody there to defuse.
1, 2.
Oh,
do this. I don't know how they do this. He finally gets to the top, but the operator
It's
from
still
Tenz
wins.
saves, gets the kill. But you're right, there's no time.
This man just 1v5'd.
NIP business.
Comes out of
Business.
nowhere, they
I
control
don't know.
everything in the
I
middle
did
as
support
the
the
time
wrong
goes down, as
team.
they're
I
finding
did
and
support
looting
the
out.
right
The
team.
players inside of two.
It's just the wrong
BZN,
timing.
The huge Red Bull
Man,
clutch.
that. Oh, he did a clutch, man. That was a
Dude, this is insane.
4v5, a
There's just nobody
5v1,
actually
or
pushing
was
up.
it a
You see how
4v?
Depp's running
He did
desperately
kill
to
2
get up
here,
there.
1
He
there.
just 1v5.
Oh, that was a 5v1.
The entire
Man, he
team.
clutched a 5v1. That's
And
better
that is
than
a
an ace.
momentum swinging
Sometimes you
round. Even
ace
though
and
they get
lose,
the
right?
last kill,
This one he didn't
Zeta's
ace,
gotta
but
be
then
scratching
he
their
got
head
4
right
Ks and then he did win. So it is better. I mean, 1 win over any ace, right?
And there's a lot.
Man,
Look,
aces
Bots
get you
actually used
hyped
all
up,
the
so
trademarks
maybe
on
not.
this time.
Because
And you
if
can
you
see
think
Zeta's
about it,
definitely
motivation
wondering,
this
is there
work.
gonna be a flank? No, not this
Sometimes,
round.
right? It's something that
So
cannot
just
be
having that
explained
little
by science or
pressure
anything like that. But
has changed the game completely for NIP.
biz.
NIP managing to get the spike down again.
Okay, so
And they have full control of the situation.
I still don't have anyone watching it with me. I'm just playing with them, and
We
we got
presumably have some lineups to work with.
48,000 people watching with us. Oh, it just poked up, man. It just freaking spiked.
Ooh, getting ahead of yourself
Oh,
there. That finds it.
I wanted to watch that.
10 was on the tap.
Oh.
4v4. His kills go back and forth. It's
NIP,
actually Zeta
NIP,
finds the
NIP
lead.
getting killed.
Cauanzin
NIP
pushing forward.
got a kill.
10.
Oh,
Will
and
give
I
BJ a
be-
chance to
he
be the
got
hero
killed
but it's not
again,
happening this
man.
time. Zeta gets
My
the
bean.
Interesting plant idea there
Wasn't it?
from NIP.
What can I do at that?
And it almost
Just
works
wanna
out.
see
But
what
Zeta
the
has that
member's
counter wall
name.
that they've been using.
Wasn't
that
the
actually is
sage
perfect for that
oh,
situation
it
where
was
that spike is so far
business.
advanced. Really, it's in their
Business
territory.
one.
It almost seems like it's planted for a mid flank to eventually come. Not that round.
attacker op this time out from Jonn.
Yeah. Looks like he might want to updraft fast on to Bell.
Let's see if he can spot anyone.
Oh, he's just watching the mid peak actually.
Standing ahead.
Yeah, and ain't nothing doing. You heard the tour de force online through, and then if you didn't, you're watching it now. And this is the angle that I initially thought Jonn was going to be challenging, to be honest.
I think based on the economy of Zeta, NIP's actually, or just based off of, oh, that could have been a haircut. They're just expecting a little bit of aggression from Zeta because it hasn't been shown at all.
From
And eventually,
they're committing A now. Yeah, they are
that type of
gonna
strat does get
commit
pulled out
A.
late in the games.
There's no one watching B. They
But no, it's just quiet.
they are
And it might feel
expecting it.
like nothing is
Zeta
happening
is
right now.
expecting them to commit an A, and they
Zeta
are
has
committing
rotated
A.
Everybody except for Sugar Zero.
I would have
towards the
freaking
safe side.
rotated,
The
but
interesting thing
then
was
I
all
don't know
off of
if
the
I had
ponytail
been there.
that was seen.
I would probably not.
But they stay. NIP pushing to it anyway.
1 for 1.
Spike's still not even past 410 at this point, but it may not matter as NIP finds what they're looking for. 10 trying to spam through his cauanzin has the Hunter's Fury. He managed to get one tag. I don't know that he's got very much more.
He got into Jen.
Someone said
They're
really
just so
low
far
health.
committed at this point. I don't think that they can bail out, but they have a clear 10.
And the dart was perfect to support Sugar Zero with the spam 2,
2v3
14
now.
seconds.
It's a 2v3 now.
Smoke. That's as easy as it gets.
Zeta won a game. Zeta
I don't know
with
if that
them
was easy. That
wins.
was
Zeta with them
A little
wins.
bit of luck for TENNN to actually cross in that angle because everybody stopped peeking at that exact moment for NIP.
It's
And the
funny
trade
how
was good
now
for them too,
one
and
player
the
is
additional engagement.
commentating on that as
And
if
even
it's
the
a
shot from
freaking
Laz.
pro.
This is Xand later on taking down Laz, which we didn't see. This is what I'm talking about, though. Look, the Viper Orb comes back inside that Sugar Zero, who's honestly always playing off of this.
1
A side.
foot is all
So
it
it's
takes.
safe to
2
continue to play
headshot
with
you
that.
and
And
get
it
you
comes up
dead.
after he crosses.
Oh, that ranked. No, it didn't, but then
Without the information that
it
he's back
sounded
there,
like
nobody
it ranked,
clears.
so it's
And the
nice.
dart comes in at the same time, too.
Double off defensive setup.
Man, sorry about that, man. I'm lagging, I guess. The internet is really bad.
Out from Zeta here.
Okay. We got it back.
One
We
of
got
them
it
in
back.
anti-blast, starting to rotate to B. He's not playing back yellow this time around.
I mean, your neighbor's internet is probably better than the college Wi-Fi here.
There's a big flank coming, and I think cauanzin actually wants to use his ult.
I'm not saying
no,
my
he's looking at it. There's
internet
two players here,
isn't
though. Both Death
using
and
data
TENNN.
and getting my own internet from my mobile is any faster. It's even worse than
TENNN
that,
check.
man. I couldn't
Oh,
even
the
do that.
timing. Oh, he's spotted the gun barrel. The Spectre cleans it up.
Oh.
Still has that up, and he's automatic with it.
Set up.
There's the Viper's pit to retake, too, even though they cleaned up the flank. This is getting dire for NIP. The res comes back, though. And they really need this round.
See that ult free the tag. Sugar Zero boldly holds his nerve and swings out.
Player standing.
Ultimately falls Laz, the hero, for Zeta in a chance, in a position to do it again, but he doesn't have a ton. No health, he doesn't have a ton of time, he doesn't have a ton of bullets, and he has way too many targets on the screen to deal with. cauanzin with 3 at the end there.
NIP expecting a freaking comeback. Comeback.
Come back. Was going to be at the beginning of things.
Yeah, that was that round specifically
go.
a little crazy there. cauanzin comes up with the
Let's do
res
this.
and has the Hunter's Fury to delay. That is special.
waited
right there
long
from
enough
NIP,
for
and they
this.
clap back a little bit.
I've watched 2
One half of the
freaking
both sides box. We're
Valorant
going to throw it down to
matches.
Des to break down what they saw.
Yes,
Jackie,
man,
take
just
it away.
I streamed, I
Dug
freaking
and ball,
streamed.
it ain't over yet, but
And I
Zeta, oh my goodness,
people
looking
might think
so
I'm an
sharp. And
NIP
usually
fan,
we're hyping up
we
Laz, but my
But now I'm
goodness,
just watching
Deb,
Valorant whenever I
stepping
can,
up
and you know,
huge,
after
Josh.
college and classes and stuff.
Improvement, and this is why. Here's him on the right in the
Oh,
tournament
that's
so
DEP.
far, and his averages. This is what he's currently doing in this map. He has more than a kill per round currently. He's 14 and 6. Look at the tournament so far. It's across the whole map. This is one half on the left.
Look down to the bottom left. 0 assists. You want to know why the man has 0 assists? Because the man don't miss. He don't leave any assists. He just absolutely finishes well.
Yeah,
True,
I mean,
man.
he has been
really
really
does
lights out.
finish
And so
everyone.
much of how NIP win comes down to getting those kills. They have a really basic composition. It's not about, you know, crazy strats or denying the plant or something like that. If you're able to just out-frag...
That's for the stress, right?
Jonn in particular struggling in this game, then you're going to be able
This
to
is
deliver
killing
the
me.
victories. And even though NIP recovered a bit, great score.
Oh, I'm loving that we're getting a bit of B-roll to this. I mean, watch these plays and you guys just enjoy the next show here a little bit with the Marshall.
Yeah, no.
I want to highlight that, you know, Reyna, he is the only Reyna player in the entire tournament thus far. It's a very selfish agent, 9 times out of 10. You don't get a lot of teamwork with it, and if you take it, you have to have impact.
And there he goes.
Yep, and as Josh has pointed out, rightfully so, has Josh had the impact, or Josh,
Oh
has
my
Jonn
God.
had the impact? Josh, you've had the impact on the desk.
That
killing it.
But Jonn
GP
hasn't,
is
and that's going to be the
flicking.
downfall of Nip if they can't pick it
That
up.
is
Well, I want to talk about
flicking.
Nip a little bit more because they looked fantastic on map 1, and then I was like, are they awake? Like, what's happening here, Josh?
There's still time to turn this around. They did recover a little bit in the second portion, the second quarter. But
NRG
Zeta are looking
and
really comfortable right now.
guards.
It's going to be hard to knock them off their game.
Okay, well, we are ready to get
I don't know
into
much about
this
this.
next map. So let's see if Doug and Ball are ready. We're going to hand it over to y'all.
Thank you, Jackie. We are indeed ready. At least I think we're ready. Are we ready? Ball, you ready?
Absolutely. Look,
Yeah.
Zeta is on the verge of taking it to a map number 3. And that's probably going to be the most interesting map of all. Because Split was
No,
one-sided,
I was
and this
just
one
testing
looking
so
one-sided
was
as well,
hours,
NIP
you
finding a
know,
little bit of
some-
fight. And
I
they
didn't
are
have any
grouping, so this
freaking
is
lineup,
another
so I
big
was
fight.
just
Coming in towards mid,
shooting them dots, and it
It's
freaking worked. I'm just telling you, man.
giving it
That
up. The
H10
alarm bot there, the
worked.
trademark from Laz.
It's all
You
gonna be on the
don't,
NIP to
probably
fight
don't
back
know
for
where
a
I'm
retake.
putting it.
They've rotated back to the B lane. Look how late Xand and Jonn are.
Yeah, man, they're taking the scenic route.
And it's planted up towards Nest too, so you know post plant is coming in.
Right. It's gonna have a hard time spamming it through mid. They just have to push, right? They just have to fight. They don't have very many options. There it is. They all swing out at the same time. Dev gets peppered, but now without taking one with him, eventually falls. Skill's going in favor of Zeta for now. Crow with some nice shots to stay alive. And look at the Molly setups. They've got depth to this, man. There's really no way for Jan to get in. Yeah, there's almost no way at all. Maybe one kill.
3 bullets. 3 bullets on Icebox. Nope. Yep, and that's a pistol round win. We saw the same thing on Split, right? It's the team that was in the lead ended up winning pistol round and carried the momentum all the way through.
Yep.
Good half.
Yeah.
Might end up being a good map.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Was that as much poor play by NIP on the long rotation? Do you think it was a timing
Yes.
thing? Or
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, you have to be expecting the trademarks. Even on a pistol round, that might
Sure.
be a little bit of a gimmick, and that's okay to go for gimmicks on pistol round. I mean,
Oh, is
we've
it
seen so
is
many,
attacking.
even the last series as well. That's
Zeta
fine.
is
But you have to be
attacking.
ready for the basic things that come out of a regular round, and that's trademarks.
The
When you're playing against a
Spectres, they ain't losing one
Early
more
gamble.
match.
Out
They
from
ain't
NIP,
losing.
starting
They
with mid,
ain't
this seems to
giving no
be-
freaking ground.
And it
Why
looks
are
like
they buying
desperation.
Spectre? Probably because they won, but then
It
still,
really does.
I really like
It's an
things
equal
like
round
that.
again, but
Yeah, see, they
Oh,
have nothing
up.
to work with for guns.
John's left all by himself. They get the plant down easily. Hook gap in the wall. Good. But there's nobody there. And this could be another slaughter.
Once again, they all show up.
Wait, they've given up a lot of space, actually. I thought they were going to continue to challenge. John on top.
Maybe another lineup thing if it gets to that point, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Oh
You see the
my
2 remaining members
God,
make that one
it's
now.
just,
from
progressing at a
NIP, so
really
weak.
fast rate.
Whack-a-mole.
So to get the blaze kill.
So Zeta get to 10, win the pistol, win the next round. Now should be in a bonus situation. If you're NIP, you're realizing that you don't have a ton of time left, and even with that, you take a look at their buy. Light armor on 3 of their members.
Top fragging. For a reason, he's a duelist.
Big
for a
bonus
freaking
opportunity for
reason.
Zeta,
That's how you
honestly,
play
to
that.
close
I
out
want
the
to play
game.
that like that. I really like
It
this.
certainly seems inevitable at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if NIP continue to play the stacky plays that they've been going for. But no, looks like Zeta's going to set up to deny a little bit of orb control. But Xand, who usually is the player who's going to go for that because he has a little safety measure, is on the other side of the map. That dart got a lot of information in mid. And remember the themes we talked about in the first half. You're not pressuring mid. then you can cheat a little bit more towards the other side.
Sure.
And Nip took great advantage of that in the first half.
Let's go with
Until their mid
it.
split.
Let's go with it.
Well, it actually worked.
Let's
The
win
number
this
of
thing,
times.
and IP. Let's win this thing.
But strategically.
Yeah,
I'd say.
waiting for a freaking comeback. All I've been waiting for is a freaking comeback.
But they need a
It's
hero
my
like xand.
freaking internet,
Again.
you know.
They need
Oh,
something.
it got better, right?
It's another 5-sec A. Perhaps it's Jonn. Perhaps John's the hero.
Is he the hero?
Takes a good bit of damage there. The Lear out.
It's
gonna
always
push him off
defensively,
angle.
always to escape with those layers.
Yeah.
And that was a problem in their game against DRX, was Jonn, especially on defense, was in the back of A, consistently trying to use the Lear to cross or something like that, rather than, and I guess it's kind of hard to find situations where you can use it aggressively on this map, especially given the rest of the comp doesn't complement. There's no stuns, there's no extra flashes, anything like that. Ooh, Deb. And they just spotted him. No, knife's out.
Okay.
Oh, nice freaking timing. They
I
don't
foresee
get to
time
plan.
being an issue
I
here.
guess
This man
planted
just
now.
running, gunning.
They did
Love
plan.
it.
They just.
Do it again. 3 players this time, cauanzin. You're in for a world of hurt, man. There's 3 people running at you with a Spectre. What can you do? Nothing.
It's just been so clean out from Zeta. And I think the question that the desk was asking was, which Zeta are we going to get, right? Are we going to get DRX Zeta? Or are we going to get Fnatic Zeta? And I want to be careful about that comparison
you can
because
do
obviously
this.
DRX and Fnatic, at least in this tournament, were in
You can
such
do this,
different
son.
forms
Yep.
that you
Oh,
can't
you're
effectively
saying right.
compare
I
those two.
totally
But with
forgot,
that said, Zeta certainly seem drilled. They have a plan. They've had a plan coming into this map, and they've been executing it
Stupid.
almost perfection.
I was just
Comparisons are valid,
I
though.
thought they were
It's the
defending.
only cross-regional
I mean,
competition
tag
we
them.
get, so you use them when you can.
Forgot
you know?
about it. Oh.
And both teams at this point played. Both teams that the other team played.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
that's a
It's alright.
transitive property.
Kill
and
us
it
one
kind of
time, we
applies.
kill you 3
Kind of.
times. Like that. Well,
No,
they're
nice
trading
box.
realization.
There's only
NIP
one
got
round.
Not really trading, but
couple more rounds
they do
against
kill
DRX
whenever
than-
they get.
And I say a couple,
You know,
but it was only 2.
whenever they kill one, they kill like twice.
I think that was the one, the one
That's
map
how you
where
win.
I saw, and I
But
was just
then
like,
that's how you win if it was that
because the
easy.
Reina pick, okay,
Oh,
we
man.
say all the
It
things we
ain't
say
really
about
that
it.
easy, cause
For a team like NIP, we're on Icebox. They're actually a good team on this map. It might not look like that in the scoreboard right now, but they really are. In Brazil, they went 7-1 on this map this year. So that's why you see them pick it in situations like the game against DRX, like this game right now. The problem is you saw gaps. And I guess the regional metas, the way that Brazil plays Icebox, not matching up at all to the APAC region.
Slow and steady start from Zeta here in this round is, goodness, they haven't even really left spawn.
he's like, I
split
got
again.
3 bullets, but that's enough, cause the
And that
headshot
has
is all
been
we
a
do.
trend from Zeta. We've observed throughout the entire tournament.
And
They
now,
like to
everybody
wait.
reloads at 20 clip. 20 maximum.
Drone
If it's
through, they
less than
clear the
20, that's not enough for a
angles.
kill.
Gotta get some
Gotta
noise down
get
here. They got this, the
Our
orb as
life
well to
depends on
delay.
it. Content.
Wall goes up, they break it immediately. Only 20 seconds left.
Oh.
And BNJ finds the spike. Somebody else has to jump on it. This might be a round where NIP hold on for a long time.
Jonn can find a kill here too. That certainly helps. 13 seconds left. We were talking about how they like to wait, and patience may have been their downfall there.
And I'll
Yeah, I mean, in that
win.
situation when you've not drawn out any
Let's go.
utility
I'm freaking
for
out
the
on
entirety of the round,
freaking
that's a
3 or
situation
something
you
like
wanna
that.
go
I'm really
aggressive,
asleep.
right? You want to maybe try to find the picks. But Zeta opts to try to get the wall down, and here's the kill through the wall. Yep.
I think he was standing on a molly too.
I gotta end
Makes it
the
a little
stream
bit
in a
easier.
fashionable way though. Wait, I got classes at 10 today. So I really that's what
So
I meant by
much utility
reading.
too, landing at the same time for cauanzin, who's way off in Narnia.
I'm not getting my daily dose of
Sova.
anime too. Alright.
Here we go. One player top pipes, and the other watching the belt angle too. This is the type of aggressiveness that I think will end up bringing NIP back in the game. They just got to be careful, like Xand just was.
Cloud burst in his face as you hear that burst comes online.
NIP.
Instantly
One
gets the
kill.
crown.
Lucky when NIP
Boldness
gets
from
killed.
Death. And he pays for it eventually, but Zeta claps back, Laz with another.
The Jet got killed by Jet.
Poor guy just got nailed.
Yeah, boys.
Has that blade storm and the Phantom with 2 big ones.
Yep.
Jonn got that. I tell you, man. And Jonn is the mean.
1v3 perhaps uses it as bait.
His body's way far back.
Don't pick, Zeta. Don't pick. Don't.
Xand is already waiting to make a play, but it's too early. He thinks the res, he's trying to time it. He doesn't even go for it. Nobody's at the B site. Is there still an orb or something? I don't know why NIP is actually re-exploring this area right now.
30 seconds left.
Doesn't look like it.
He's like, I'm gonna win this by myself. I ain't gonna use my raise or something like this. I'm gonna win this shit. Easy money. That's what he's thinking. Why? Because NIP business is that how you pronounce it? Got a kill. English. Sage versus Sage. This is an equal. This is a matter of pride, man. This is a freaking boy battle, man. We don't battle with shitty things like punching and something like that. We use freaking guns. Oh, they died.
That was a massive gamble. He's not playing proactively there.
And RPBC. Okay, you better use that raise. Man. Next time, use that raise. Otherwise, I'm gonna freaking knife you. That's what it said. No, not really, but then I'm just really trying to make it more interesting. Oh, that make a bad move right there. But then he was on fire, so I understand that. But he was setting up.
The spray down on Q, and I like that aggressiveness. You know, at the beginning of the round when they pushed up towards pipe, when they pushed up top of belt too.
Oh, what we waiting
So,
for? What we waiting for?
6.
You're
Zeta
waiting
division.
for VCT if anyone's watching this.
So that's a different story than
We're waiting
Split.
for VCT, a
they've gotta figure it
valorant
out.
freaking
They-
tournament.
They're just
Make a
not
clip
finding
about
exactly where
it
the
if
players
you
are
watch
playing.
it. Man.
They're not pushing them off. They're not baiting out utility, especially late in the rounds. And to bring it back to what we were saying actually for NIP as well, it's kind of the same thing that we said on their attack sides. We've got to kind of explore and pressure multiple angles at the same time instead of just slowly approaching the site.
And that kind of goes back to what you were mentioning earlier, right? If you're not drawing out any utility,
Time
the
out,
defending team
set.
still has everything
They
in their
lost that
arsenal
round, right.
to deny you. Then there's
Yeah,
delays,
time out.
and then you
I
have
mean,
flashes to be able to swing out
do
and
we
make
have
things
to
happen. Like there's still so much
freaking
if you play this
get
super
past
quietly
it?
and don't do anything
I don't know
to
why we did that.
try
But,
to
it's like an
stifle
inside
what they're
joke,
gonna
I
do in the
guess.
retake,
I don't
you
know,
just have
man.
options.
Yep. One big thing here going for
probably
Zeta
don't
though
know
is
that
the
this is
amount
really
of ultimates they have,
Which jokes are
and that
inside?
allows them
Which
to
jokes
actually
are
get off the buy.
breaking out in the
Drops a weapon.
open? But who
And
cares,
he's
man?
gonna opt for the
I
2
make
to
my
4
own
step,
freaking
gonna go for
jokes.
the
I don't
knives
take
too,
other
looking
people's
for any
jokes.
potential
Every joke that I make
knife
is
spots, but it's
an
not going
inside
to be.
joke that everybody gets. So an
Meanwhile, on the other side,
outside
there is no
joke.
ults except for the knives.
Okay, I'm getting really stupid right
Shit.
now. Okay, let me just watch
This
this,
is-
man.
Just waiting for it.
Let me
Is
just
this
learn
the-
something from
I
it.
think he might have.
Maybe get 2 bronze.
That's not BMJ's orb, is it? Or is it on top of it? We'll see. No, his orb is in mid. Okay, that's actually planted from the defensive side.
And it's so tough to see from here if it's like a one-way or
Nothing,
that's
just
a
watch
straight
my
up
own
1-4,
freaking stream.
Which I think still might be missed.
Because
yeah.
no one else is.
Yeah, that's
I think you did.
Okay. What the frick am I saying? Okay.
Sandy
What's
here, Paul, you were
happening?
mentioning
They're
we've
committing
lost the last
A.
couple rounds, momentum feeling like it's swinging
And
back in
4
NIP's
people
favor,
at
and you
A
wonder
now. 4
off of
people
the
know
financial
they
situation, if
starts
they can
at
get
mid.
this
They
round
just
and
watching
get
for
us to that
things.
point, economy in a better
that's
spot, much more likely to close this thing out.
They're looking good to do it. I mean, they just got a lot of information. Just the Sage, everybody else hid. 10 got tagged. But now they give up a drone, so that's 2
No,
players
another
at least towards the
drone
side. And look at Xand's position; he's really advanced.
They're so stubborn, Bala. They just they like come hell or high water,
is this gap?
they're gonna go A. They're gonna go to the site that they commit to, and this seems to be the play again. It's the same wall, but B&J goes unchecked. He's got the ultimate to work with 2 now. 13 seconds left. They've got to get that spike down. Lav trying to use his tour de force as a shotgun. Misses. B&J does not. There's Sugar Zero. 5 seconds left. He's got to get the spike down into 1v1.
Shand's coming up belts.
Jonn versus Sugar Zero.
Until this moment, 4 bullets.
Wow, what you better tree in there, man?
Hero against
Oh.
the timing, the spot for xand. It was too easy there.
Too easy. Too easy. That's what
To close it out.
DRX.
Another round going in the way of
What was his
NIP. All
name?
the
I forgot.
clutches so far in this
Shout
one
it. That was what he
Which was
shouted.
the
I
difference.
forgot the name.
on split 2.
What's your
Zeta
name,
was trying to
boy?
hold on.
I forgot.
So, different situation here, but
I
Shand
wish they
closes it out.
showed people trash
There was
talking,
a
you know,
slight
they
miss wall there
trash
too
talking
from the
me.
Viper.
You know, let me
Zeta,
get
Jonn
some as
almost
high
took
up.
advantage of it.
I'm just saying.
One enemy remaining.
And Sugar Zero, classic king in the
Nice.
back of sight there. In an enemy's Viper's pit too.
It's
Boy,
actually really
boy,
impressed
boy.
by
That's what it's
Shand's
saying, man.
patience there.
Sure.
I can
Right?
read
in
lips.
a post-plant situation,
No,
he's got
not
to take
really,
the
I'm
initiative.
just
He's got to
reading.
go fight and get the defuse. Waits just
Just
for a
saying
second.
names
And
nowadays.
it's funny because that patience
Oh,
is actually what.
People,
Made me think
people
he
talk a
had
lot, man, nowadays.
But he's been playing on top of life.
There's
Times
this
and
guy
Zeta
in
picked
block,
up,
all
drawing him
block,
off.
who
Will that be enough? With
sings and goes around and talks to himself and stuff like that. And
TENN
then
here
and
as
my
well.
friends saying that's me.
And Jonn walking down to
That's freaking stupid. I don't talk to myself. I stream.
almost
I
the
do
same
talk to
route.
myself
It's almost the same approach
when I don't stream. But
from Zeta here.
why am I saying that?
clear out
Oh,
that
let me just go back.
dart or something. Yep, there's the dart. Nice wall. He's actually just gonna put it out. Cross with it.
Szechuan.
I think it's the
Nice.
BCM falls.
Really gorgeous volley there to actually put even more pressure, force him to either make a decision to fight or cross. Waiting for the fuel to come back.
The nice thing for Zeta here is they have that alarm bar to make sure there's no flank coming around.
Yeah.
But again, they commit.
Poison orb emitting.
There's no flank even coming. I mean, this game is really static. There's the dart from cauanzin as well, though. It spots nobody crossing, but they could have missed the timing.
Now
So
they're going in.
you can't have them rotate. Here's an aggressive play, though. They're going to wall and dart in the back of
30 freaking seconds.
Snowman.
Zero playing back there has the Viper spits come through. The Hunter Fury's going to follow shortly after.
Now
Jonn tagged
Viper,
up.
Zeta Viper
Cauanzin trying to dodge around. Pro throwing his way. Dep with 3 already, though. As NIP are left in shambles.
Oh, that
Prime
don't
Gaming Flawless
miss.
coming through for Zeta to get us
That
to map
don't
point,
miss.
to potentially push us to map 3 in this elimination series.
Yeah, they pushed it to the
Match
end
point.
of time right there. What was it, 20 seconds when that hit came in? But it's a beautiful set piece that we haven't seen them attempt. It was one that DRX was
This
winning
at the
against them
right place
very
at the right
often.
freaking
We saw
time.
all 3 times. Just the advanced plant, the way that they're up on Snowman. Gorgeous. Also, new
Viper,
icebox give you
you
the ability
should.
to plant in
Me,
that
I
position.
get the kill.
Otherwise,
That's what they
field
gotta
open
say.
And also not planted for anybody else. So, now there's a change here. For Zeta Shand, he's going to updraft late.
Blade Storm. He's able to decapitate 1.
That's massive. I mean, they just get the res, and there's the ult to clap back immediately, and that actually might get more damage. No.
So close.
Oh,
All that
Viper
hard
got
work
damaged, but
completely eliminated. Now Shand's going to try to
Oh.
accelerate and make it a 4v5 once again. I mean, we talk about
Make
first bloods
it-
a
I
lot
make
on
it a
this
4v5.
broadcast, and he just got 2.
now you raise it. Now it's a 5v5. But I gotta make it a 4v5. Why? Because that's my freaking job. I do that. I knife people and make it 4v5. That's my freaking ulti. You think I'm
Either
gonna
way,
stop
took a
it
little bit more
4v5?
effort, numbers
No, I
in
ain't.
favor
And then
of
the
NIP.
pss, pss, pss. Let's see what he delivers and all. Oh,
That's a big pig.
Jet be like, that's my
Now
work
there's
too,
no
cause
Viper
I'm a
orb,
jet
and it's
too.
match point right now. So Shand is going to make a hero play.
It's BZN who does it last. Should be able to get the spike down.
For
Shand still
match
has
point
those
for
knives
Zeta.
to miss. They've got to push forward.
Okay.
Oh, there's so much chaos on backside, man. They're trying to fight off. They're trying to keep Jonn at
3v3.
bay.
There's a 3v3 again. anything can happen. It's a 2v3. It's a 1v3. It's a freaking win for the NIP.
Tried dealing with them. They weren't able to do so. NIP not done with Icebox quite yet.
No, they want to send him home right now. They want to end this, qualify for playoff, join their Brazilian brothers in Loud, and they just gave the ult orb over towards Reyna instead of the Sova.
I hate the freaking net
She
here.
must have, but she must. The only way I can reason for that is she must be really close. She must be closer.
Yeah. One orb off or something like that.
See if we can take a look.
It's like a small streamers can't make it big because
Yeah,
they don't interact too much with their fans or something like that. Then me, I interact with my fan, man. I mean, like, my fan knows everything there is to know about me. I mean, my life viewer, that is me.
And there's still money available for Zeta. I mean, this
Everything I know, he knows. That's how close I am with my freaking
to
fan.
fight over and over in situations like this where NIP's trying to put them down. You have to hope for the money to be broken eventually, but it's just not happening. And this time there's no heroics, no aggressiveness from Xand, no aggressiveness from
No one is
Jonn
watching the stream.
Well, it's interesting you say that too because
His
it seemed
impressions
like
or the CTR is
something
real.
A, but a dart spotted the initial aggression, but that was enough to move Zeta off of the group they had A to more of a. Yeah, I don't want to call it a default, but yeah, perhaps a spread.
Dude, I haven't seen this wall in tube right now.
Lost me
Even in
some
range
words
for ages,
today.
man. That is prehistoric.
I gotta work on
We talk about
editing
this on
tomorrow. I
Split. The
guess
execute's gonna have
I'll
to start
work
from
on
so
that.
far back.
Yeah.
I'm saying it on stream because
And
I
they're
want
gonna
to keep
pressure
my
Jonn.
words. I
NIP's
can't.
made the wrong read.
I'm always in a
But we've seen them win
procrastinating.
in specific retake situations
I
like
like
this. And he's
making
even
videos,
knowing
so
that he has
I
to play in this
just
way.
don't, you know.
That's what's so interesting, Ball, is it's not
Like,
like they wait
you
and wait
can't
and then they
have much,
explode.
no.
Right, like they wait, and then they drop some utility, and then they wait and they wait some
Don't
more.
realize editing that much. Like making
And
videos.
13 seconds, this is where they get in trouble. They've got to find the openings, they've got to find the space. They've managed to get the spike down. Jan drops, gets picked right back up. As Jonn is still playing back sight. He's got that Reyna. 10 playing a tight angle. Gets dropped.
10, that was a nasty plan,
Molly's
man.
coming in
Nasty.
from way far.
He's nasty, savage, rude.
This thing, John's got to take the fight
I
to
get
them.
the
He's got to take the
kill.
fight to them.
I get the
4
kill.
bullets left.
It's a
It hauls on to last.
2v1. It's a 2v1.
He's gonna force him to swing out, and Jonn
And
gets
I
three.
be ain't
BJ's
losing
gonna
no
get the
more
defuse.
games. It's a
Gets
freaking
nine.
combat. That's why I
Their
tell
heart
you,
must be
man.
beating
I'm
there.
supporting you for a
Cauanzin with
reason.
a
Win
dry
that shit, man.
swing
We ain't losing
to
it.
take
0.
out a couple players with him there.
Easy.
And they really
Easy.
didn't have much more. That is resilient from NIP. And still, look, there's Vandals being bought on the other side. As we watch the replay of
Jonn
Jonn
with them
farming a little
kills
bit.
right now.
I think there was a missed molly too, because they started getting on the
He was.
very
He
early.
had the crosshair placement at the right
Yeah,
place
we
at the
talked about
right
the Reyna
freaking
pick.
time. That's what I'm really
Anywhere,
talking about.
really.
Hey,
Boy,
these
I
moments,
kill
that's
with
when
this
the Reyna
shit.
starts to
This
fight.
what they got
That's
here.
on John's
It's
side.
rockabye
Hey,
baby
he has the
time.
lead, so
If you watch basketball, you know that.
You hear the blade storm used at the beginning of the round. See if we
Even
can
though
get
we're
the
saying
scoreboard up
playing
here.
that
Take a
Rick
quick
just
look at
said.
what buys look like.
Yep.
LeBron
Just a little
James
time
is
to make
great as a player,
handles
but then
purchased, knives,
he's
left
really
down,
bad as
dropped
a
a weapon. So
general
how
manager.
hard is it to put this team down right now,
Saying,
especially when they're on
slaying
that
it out.
point?
Because he always ends
ridiculous.
up making a bad team
is
for
just
himself, which he has
ridiculous.
to carry, you know. He suffered a lot. What Cavs? It was the Cavs versus GSW him, and
Match
he won
point,
that
these
one time,
rotations, these
and
decisions.
then lost
It feels like
freaking
every time you make
after
a, for example,
every
the Sage
freaking
in mid right now.
game, finals
Every time you
after
rotate
that.
off the kitchen, you're like, oh, hold on, what happens if they come right now?
But and that's what's really interesting, Ball, is that they haven't the entire half.
Sure.
So for them
they
to
haven't pushed mid, that's true.
yeah, for them to drop the wall there 2 rounds in a row is just
A little weird when
Yeah.
they're going for post plant too.
yep.
The same aggressive wall.
Hear the Empress use Laz looking to push, looking to fight that snowman, and he falls. Cauanzin's able to take care of him. You got Sugar Zero with the flank.
ZETA.
Going back up
ZETA.
through kitchen as
Oh,
well. Oh my
3v3. It's 3v3 now.
Three.
Anything can
Chance to
happen. It's a
reprise, and they're
2v3
starting to get on the
now.
spike
It's
now, finally.
2v3. Jet getting dirty, Jet.
Sugar Zero out. It's a 1v3.
And out
He's
the
going to have to
biz.
be heroic
They're
for it
not
again. I think he
looking-
just spotted a
Oh,
strike.
no.
1, 2, but the defense is going to get stuck.
Oh my
Nasty.
goodness. Sugar Zero so close to ending the game right there, but a sliver too slow.
Oh, that was a freaking clutch. That was a freaking clutch. I thought ZETA won.
This
Man.
game just got interesting. This game just got so interesting.
Honestly, the fact that,
Oh, man.
BZN there, no understanding two of his members
That
died
was
around
freaking
him.
nice, man. That was a freaking nice freaking
Right,
timing, man.
There's no choice.
Sugar
the crazy
Zero
part, too, is if he
was
just
real
ignores
nice.
Xand,
Nice try,
distracting
nice
there,
try.
yeah,
That
he
was
just,
a
like,
really
he goes
nice.
for it.
But NRP back in business. That's what we're really talking about. That's what we're here for. We're here to watch NRP. No, I'm just supporting NRP like a
That
super
strat
hot
looks
fire.
like a winner to me. And again, they have guns. Again, they have Vandals. There's just no saving here, especially with the last bonus coming in. And potentially Laz also in the next round getting his tour de force online. NIP have to fight a full strength, and I'm sorry that I keep saying this, but so important.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They're committing B. Probably because of the Viper ult. The Viper ult is like, fuck your retake. That's what I told you yesterday. If you watched my stream, you would know, but no one did, so I'm just explaining it.
Oh, yeah, the drone's going to get cleared out, so BC falls, but they don't know the chant is there.
Yes, they do.
Shot
That
pushes
hurt,
off.
that
Oh, now
hurt.
they
That's
know.
what that guy said. That's what that guy said.
An answer.
It's a
Dude, they seem like they learned a lot from
4v5.
that DRX game. That's a shock that DRX is using a lot.
Sage is dead. The clutcher is dead, man. The one with clutch in his veins, making everything his own lane, doing it so bad. People might think you're gonna bang my YouTube channel, but I'm really nice. Oh, ZETA team with
Put
two.
this thing away himself, unless cauanzin has something to say about it.
Let's see what's going. Oh, NRP, NRP, NRP. Oh, that was at the right.
They're getting through a Viper's pit here in this clutch to save the map.
They've got to push. They've got to push. The tap, the dark gets destroyed. BNJ looking for any sort of token, and he finds one. Not going to find the second.
Oh, nice try, nice try,
But
nice.
it ended up being a
Nice
fake
try,
comeback
nice
at the end of
freaking
the
try.
day.
That was a nice freaking try.
Wow, though. I mean, that got my heart racing towards the end still.
Well, and it had no business being that close.
Yeah, for real. We're going to map 3.
GGWP,
And
man.
Zeta Division holds on
GGWP.
for now. And NIP wondering a couple of things. If they could have closed that out, they've got to start focusing on map 3. Absolutely. Somewhere where we haven't seen Zeta. Oh, actually, we saw Zeta yesterday against Fnatic playing on Fracture. And
It's a 13-7 win, yeah.
dude, there were so many. I mean,
So
I
they're
talked
done
about
with
this
the
composition,
game.
the way that they played.
I might
Ice
have
Fox
just said,
out. They had so much
no, I
damage.
got
but on
classes.
Fracture, they were ecoing Fnatic left and
I
right.
got classes later, I guess now.
It's crazy to
Gotta
think
sleep,
that
but
map
I
got
was
as close as it did when you consider that NIP didn't have a single player go positive. Not
Oh,
one.
they were losing the first time.
that
They
is
didn't have.
actually crazy
It took a
because of the way that they got
long
started to
time
turn
to
up
get
towards the
into
end
the
there.
flow kind of thing.
That just goes to show you how big the deficit
Oh,
was.
that's what it was
right?
all about, man.
It-
They did
for
crit a lot
probably
at the end, though.
90% of that map,
Or is it
it
because
seemed like
defending
NIP
is easy?
almost
I don't
didn't want
know.
to be there, right? Like, let's just
don't
move on. Let's go to
know.
Fracture. But man, they made a run for it at the end. And as much as we follow you and I, maybe not criticize, but we talked about the patience with which they approach every round. And good, bad, indifferent.
Yeah.
It's working.
Yeah, and especially on. I mean, you're right. I think they just have that. That's their playstyle.
Yep.
You think about teams like Mech, who very slow defaults. It doesn't feel like that, but it does feel like they're trying
does
to
crit
read
a lot.
their opponents and find out
And Jonn too.
what eventually will work. You saw how they
And
pivoted
Jonn, we had
towards
that
this
Jonn
aggressive wall.
Nice, everybody.
DRX
Take
was playing
really
so
great.
much against
I
them,
mean, sometimes they might not.
and how close it was for them to end the series with it too.
So many like micro
Freaking
moments.
nice,
And again, you
nice.
think about the diffuse.
He doesn't even use headphones. He
They
uses
easily could have gone the other way.
earphones. What? He did use headphones, right? I totally forgot.
Ridiculous series. I mean, I'm not sure how Fracture's going to go here because both of them have showed some different quality on both maps and the opposing map picks too. You know, it's very difficult to understand exactly where the performance is coming from for both teams.
Well, let's not postulate about it anymore. Let's throw it to break, have the Deaths do their thing, and get right back into it. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye, VCT tournament. Let me watch that ad. I didn't watch it. I might get freaking. Am I supposed to play that? I don't think I'm. So I'm just leaving. I'm leaving. I'm ending.